everybody out there in TV land. Welcome to my show, syllaBLISS or syllaBUST. I, of course, am your host, the fake professor. Here on syllaBLISS or syllaBUST, I comb through syllabi from colleges and universities across America, across the country. And I apply my 18 years of teaching college, 5-time teacher of the year, and the unique ability I developed to read between the lines of a college syllabus and let you know if students in that course should expect a blissful experience or if they're screwed. Anyway, that's right. Important disclaimer. This is all in good fun. We are only using syllabi that are in the public domain, that are publicly available. This in no way is meant to be mean-spirited. These are really just stylistic differences. And let me say that teaching college is a very, very challenging gig, especially in 2025. So with that said, who are we doing today? Well, I'm excited today. We are doing our first school from the University of Wisconsin system. We did our first CUNY in the previous show. And here we have University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh. And what is cool about this, so the last syllabus was the first totally web-based syllabus that we saw. This has just been like a really great experience, seeing all of these different approaches to the same course. And let me remind my viewers that all of these first shows have been intro to psych syllabi. Why intro to psych? Simply because it is the course that I think the most amount of college students have experience with. Just about everybody that goes to college takes intro to psych, either because it's a requirement or because it's just one of those fun electives that you just kind of got to take. There are generally huge classes. There's tons of sections. So almost everybody has seen an intro to psych syllabus. So it's been really cool regionally just to see different approaches. We looked at a syllabus in Texas that had a gun policy on the syllabus. So, when in Rome, right? So anyway, here we have University of Wisconsin, Oshkosh. This is our first one that is online asynchronous. I didn't totally appreciate that online async was still going on. Certainly online, without a doubt. But the old online asynchronous, and for people that don't know what that means, that is the sort of, I don't really have positive things to say about this educational approach. I do think that there is a time and place for it. And I certainly can think of populations that it would benefit. Generally populations who are, working full time, maybe have families, have to do their school in their limited spare time. In those situations, online async can be a really good approach. Outside of that, it is a total nonsense approach to teaching. It is not really teaching. But anyway, that's just my opinion. That has nothing to do with the instructor or anything like that. Okay, very nice. So here we have a general psych class, and it is online and asynchronous. So let's get into it. What do we see here? Okay. A beginning course in psychology designed to provide an understanding of contemporary approaches to human behavior and to lay the foundation for additional work in psych. Students must complete. Oh, okay. That is a very sort of basic general that probably came from the catalog. Again, the shorter the description can be, the less time we are wasting. Course description and course objective and goals. Biggest waste of time and space. Purely administrative, purely legalese. Generally, the professor has no control over those. The shorter they are, the better. Okay, explore courses. This also, again, looks like sort of administrative language from the university. They are labeling this. They have a classification, Explore courses for the University Studies program. They are designed to provide a solid foundation for the rest of your education. Okay, so this is a kind of foundational class. Very cool. So Intro to Psych makes sense, is categorized as one of these sort of foundational classes. So this is pretty much, again, just kind of administrative university stuff. Nothing here probably in control of the professor yet. Also, early alert. I understand that early alert is a good program that schools do where they try to identify students who are struggling very early so they can intervene before things get off course too much. Again, a lot of schools have that. I think most do. So that's just kind of talking about that. All right. Required reading. Boom. There you go. Our textbook is free and available online. It is not required, but you may buy a print copy if you prefer. I get it. I'm sorry. Awesome. Fantastic, right? Almost an immediate syllaBLISS. Again, I think this is, if you want to set up your students for success in 2025, this is the best way to do it. Not only are traditional textbooks just not good, and they're not dynamic in any way. And so open source textbooks they can change with sort of, changing data landscape, things like that. But the freeness, solves one of the biggest problems for college students. It really does. The cost of textbook is one of the biggest challenges for college students. If you remove that, you're not removing all of the obstacles in their life, but you are certainly removing one of the biggest financial obstacles, obviously not including tuition and shit like that. But outside of tuition, this is up there. So I love it. Fantastic. Really good to see. At the completion of the course, students will be able to, all right, here's course objectives. They kept it short. I appreciate it. This is looking pretty good. It's not, the formatting's not fantastic, I got to say, but that doesn't really matter if everything else is good. Attendance and participation. All right. See, okay. I see what we're doing. Okay. Reliability, dependability is a work habit that is extremely important to your career. I agree. Using all of the course resources is highly correlated with grades received at the end of the course. Okay. Please redesign material as you will gain more from lectures. That makes sense. Please bring examples and any questions you might have to class discussion boards. Very cool. And we will pay particular attention to areas that may be unclear. Very nice. Your questions are invaluable in helping me direct the course in a way that is most useful to you. I strongly encourage questions. Simply use the raise your hand discussion board function. Additionally, actively engage in the material and thinking about how the topics relate to your life and experiences enhances learning and retention. While, a lot of this is kind of obvious and straightforward, and some people might think it to be throwaway, I get it. This is an intro class. You have a lot of students coming from high school. This is appropriate in a class like this. So makes sense. Environment of mutual respect. Very nice. I believe that environment of respect fosters learning. Therefore, I promise to be respectful to you, your time, your learning, and your questions. I ask that you also be respectful to me, your classmates, and our time together. Beautiful. Nice. Short to the point. Be respectful. Zero tolerance. Let's keep it pushing. Inclusion and equity statement. All right. What do we got here? The only way to build community in this course is to honor each person in terms of their identity. Uh-oh, folks. That is a strong statement. And now I'm starting to get worried that maybe the focus of this instructor may be not entirely on the course material. Each student to honor in terms of their identity. Okay. Each student in the course will conceive of their identity in different ways. This is an intro to psych course, right? College student, these are adults, they're showing up, they're taking notes, they're taking exams, and they are going about their lives. But apparently now each student is going to be required to conceive of their identity in different ways. Okay, that's okay. Identity is an important aspect of psychology. One aspect of the study of psychology. Aspects of identity important to students in the course. Oh no. Now we are going to get a list of sanctioned identities from the instructor. Oh no. This syllabus is starting to go sideways here. They were doing so good with mutual respect. As soon as we start to get the list of approved categories or groups, now the inclusion and equity statement becomes the opposite. All right, what do we got here? Aspects of identity important to students in the course may include ethnicity, ability, sex, sexuality, gender, gender expression, gender identity. I think we are getting a pretty decent sense of where this instructor's cognitive focus is. And we're also starting to get a pretty good sense that this instructor spends a lot of time online. Absolutely, folks. This is fucking 2025. Here's the thing. Your students may entirely agree with your politics. Okay? They might entirely agree with your perception on life and your suggestion here that recognizing somebody else's identity is the only way, I guess, to build community. But that still doesn't mean it has anything to do, any business showing up on a fucking college syllabus. Let's keep going here. And or class, to name just a few. There's more, but I just want to let you know which ones I think are most important. Thus, each of us, myself included, must honor. Gee, this is like a blog post on on like Blue Sky. Each student's identity in all of its complexity. We need to work on listening to others. Okay, take this. This is a McDonald's drive-thru. Are you here to order McDonald's? This is a college class. This is not a pulpit. This is not an opportunity for you to let people know what are the approved political opinions. This is really bad, folks. We have taken a U-turn here and are heading straight into bust land. Here we go. We need to work on listening to others, taking up perspectives unlike our own, challenging our assumptions. Oh no. And finding a route towards understanding. Okay, we're still going here. Similarities and differences between ourselves and others. So far, the only thing that I am getting here as an 18-year-old student is that my instructor spends a lot of time online. My instructor is spending a lot of time with sort of hot button political issues, and they're probably going to bring that into Intro to Psych. That is, if this were a course about identity or anything like that, that this would be totally flipping appropriate. The fact that they are taking a very small part of psychology and magnifying it tells students everything they need to know. And this is what instructors do when they start including particularly lists of approved categories. When striving, we're still going here. When striving for inclusion, I do. I, the narcissist, find it important to recognize that some communities have been hit. Oh, boy. Oh, no. I recognize we are putting in an Intro to Psych syllabus racial and ethnic communities that have been historically marginalized. Oh, boy. Again, you may find that your colleagues and your students agree with those statements, but you now have just shown your hand. You have shown what you are here to do, and what you are here to do is not teach intro to psych. This is a bust. Now, you may be listening to this and think like, oh my God, fake professor, you bigot, right? And you're not going to find any evidence of that whatsoever. Not in any of my course evaluations, not in any of my courses, not in my book, not in any aspect of that life. Because, of course, if you've read my book or know about me, you know that that is the opposite. And you will find that I probably politically agree with this instructor on a lot of things. Maybe not everything, but on a lot of things. And it is because I agree with this professor politically on a lot of things that I'm here to say putting this stuff in an intro to psych college syllabus that is now publicly available is a disaster. This is 2020 fucking 5.